everyone, today I'll be doing a solo Nightfall master run, the Proving Grounds with Warlock. For my subclass, I'll be using Stormcaller, Middle Tree. For my kinetic, I'll be using Launch Shadow. Next, I'll be using the Blue Scout Rifle, the Madrugada. Next, I'll be using the Leviathan's Breath with Catalyst. For my helmet, I'll be using Sniper Rifle Ammo Finder, Bow Ammo Finder, Wrath of Rasputin, 10 Recovery. For the gauntlets, I'll be using 10 Recovery, Anti-Barrier Scout Rifle, Bow Reloader, Protective Light. Next, I'll be using Double Concussive Dampener, Charge Harvester with 10 Recovery. For the legs, I'll be using the Geomax Stabilizers with Sniper Rifle Scavenger, Aerial Scavenger Global Reach with 10 Recovery. Lastly, I'll be using Special Finisher, 5 Recovery with Sunderling Glare. Alright guys, so Proving Grounds. Finally it's back. And yes, we have done the Proving Grounds last week on Hunter, so for this week, I'm going to be doing a Warlock run with a very different loadout. So as you guys know, it's going to be a similar playstyle with Hunter, except it's going to be a little different. So in this video, since we're using Leviathan's Breath, it's going to be a little tough dealing with the bubble, where of course the final boss and the mini bosses will be inside the bubble, and it can be very dangerous to deal with them. Now, as usual on my Hunter video, I like to take down the barrier champion up ahead. I'll be using the scout to break the shield and use the sniper for DPS. There was a huge debate of making the sniper the barrier or the scout, but I decided to use the scout better since I'll have more ammo and I won't really have to worry of saving my sniper if it has the barrier mod. Once I do take down the barrier champion, I like to go back over here. And it's RNG of where the Unstoppable Champion is. He's going to be in this area, or he's going to push towards the front area where we're going to be dealing with another Unstoppable Champion. And of course the mini boss. Or he's going to be all the way from the front side. So it's very RNG, and I do apologize that my aiming was moving all the way from the right side. It is the power of the frustration of aim assist on console, which I'm pretty sure everyone, especially on PS5, PS4, Xbox, Xbox One, etc., has to deal with. Once I do take down the 2 barrier champion, there's going to be these turrets. There are around about 3 of them. I think there's more, but I'm going to skip a couple of them since they're not very important in this specific area. So there's around 3. Mainly I recommend you kill them, especially for the fire team. There will be another Unstoppable Champion, and there are 2 ways to do DPS with Unstoppable Champion. You can just use Leviathan's Breath to do DPS, or you can do 1 Leviathan's Breath, ammo, switch to Sniper to do DPS. 2 ways. Now, the first method of just using Leviathan's Breath, for me, I do it for emergency, and you will see very soon at the boss fight, where I did spam a lot of Leviathan's Breath ammo. That's another reason why this run was slow, is because the loadout I'm using isn't the quickest way to beat this. I do recommend to use Anarchy to make the run much more faster. But there is another loadout that I might work on. I have another idea for the Titan, so I might do it tomorrow. And maybe I can get that 100k. But for now, I'll be using, of course, the Blue Scout, Sniper, and Leviathan's Breath. when you do take down the 2 champions, there will be another unstoppable champion and a mini boss where it likes to shoot. And of course, spawn missiles that can track you, but you can easily dodge them behind this wall where I'm standing. Now, I'm just trying to be a little careful of not spamming too much Leviathan's breath. And I do recommend to have the catalyst for Leviathan's breath. If not, you're just gonna have 10 ammo and it's not gonna be enough at all using this loadout for master. Now, I decided to use Chaos Reach until he's half health, so more waves of ads and champion will spawn very soon from the right side. Now, if you are using Anarchy, you can make traps and clear down all the ads as much as you can and take down the champion. Now, here I thought I had sniper ammo, but I didn't, so I had to go for the plan B and just spam the Leviathan's breath to deal with unstoppable champion. So you can see I keep forgetting that I don't have any sniper ammo, which is why I'm using the special finisher. So when I use the finisher, I can get some special ammo. Once I do take down the unstoppable champion, there will be these Phoenix or these Cabal with the shields, which is very annoying, which can be annoying to take it down with a scout rifle. Easiest will be using the anti-barrier scout rifle, well, sniper rifle, my mistake, to take them down 2-shot. But I had to sacrifice myself and just mainly have the scout rifle as anti-barrier instead of the sniper. Now this part's gonna be a little tricky because 1, we don't have the exotic scout rifle where it can shoot through the solar bubble. 2, we're not on hunter. 3, we don't have anarchy. So I have to crouch and hope for RNG he doesn't shoot me. So if you do wait long enough and crouch, he won't pay attention to you and he will shoot at something else, or he will just walk a different direction and then you could have a chance to do a couple of sniper shots. So yeah, basically I'm going to go play Metal Gear Solid mode. I'm going to wait patiently until this boss finally stops shooting me, so he can walk away and I could sneak up and then take down the bubble. Now for sniper, for critical shots, it takes around 4 snipers. 4 to 3. So you can see the frustration of what I'm doing. I'm slowly just checking where he is. Going to wait patiently. He's moving. And once he is distracted, I'm gonna go on Metal Gear and just wait patiently. So yeah, the struggle of Warlock. Another method you can do is use a sword, but I will talk about it very soon once I do some testing on my Titan. Once I take down the bubble, quickly use Chaos Reach, and we're gonna go proceed to the next area. So yeah, the power of Chaos Reach. So you're probably wondering why I wasn't really on Warlock so much. Well, I was a little bit upset because they nerfed the Geomag stabilizers just because of PvP. So when you do cancel the attack, it takes a big chunk of your super. So basically you barely will have any super for Geomags. And for PvE, it's very annoying. They didn't nerf the DPS, they just nerfed the super. Like, you can't save a lot of super like before.
This tank is like a living thing. She breathes.
That's another reason why I wasn't really on Warlock so much, because I was very upset at what Bungie did. with the Geomags. And Chaos Reach is one of my favorite supers. Also Stasis Warlock is my favorite as well. Noah Bomb as well. I just feel like I don't mind that they nerf it for PvP, but why PvE? You know, it just ruins the fun of using this subclass, you know. But anyway, now the tank room. Okay, the tank room. The place where everyone can die. The place where in Grandmaster, if you don't know what you're doing, your whole team will die. If there's no communications for Grandmaster Fire Team, your whole team will die. There are two phases. One dealing with these vehicles, with these Scions, which they have a void shield around them. You can see I'm trying to use Leviathan's breath to shoot them down, but it wasn't working out, unfortunately, so I had to use the blue scout rifle. So the tank room is the part that I really hate. There's gonna be random elemental shields with the mini bosses of the Cabal at the middle. They're gonna be Void, Arc, or Solar. So think the Traveler and the Speaker is gonna be Solar shields. So I could take advantage of this run, especially when using a scout rifle with explosive payload. Another reason why I'm using the blue scout rifle is it's actually stronger than the raid scout rifle. It's stronger than Trusty. The range is better than Trusty. Isn't that hilarious? This blue scout rifle is actually stronger, has longer range than Trusty. So that's the reason why I'm using this scout rifle. Also, a second reason is it can make Warmind cells. The Trusty, even though it's very trustful weapon, which is not, can't. The only good thing about the Trusty scout rifle is you can get the Sundering Glare perk to activate very, very fast than the Solar Scout, but that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. That's the only good thing about the Raid Scout. And if you have Reconcentration, then you can have like around 32 in the magazine of the Scout. And you can just spam the Scout Rifle. But the blue one is just stronger in my opinion. And as you guys know, for master runs, I try my best not to use raid weapons, but I will use it for Grandmaster. Of course, I would use it. Now, there are two methods to this tank room. You can go down to the left, well, you can go down to the right side behind the wall and deal with this solar mini boss. Or, if you're using the blue sky rifle, right, the solar one, you can just shoot the bottom of the floor to break the shield, switch to the sniper to do DPS, and just shoot the foot. Yeah, it does take a bit longer, but it does make it much easier because when you do kill the two vehicles from left and right and the mini boss, then you're gonna see little icons of where the second mini boss is, and of course RNG if it's gonna be a Cabal or a Scion. So you can see here the last vehicle all the way from the back, and RNG of if it's gonna be a Scion or a Void, Arc, Solo, Cabal. So yeah, it's a bit RNG that part. When I do take down the two vehicles and the Solar Cabal, I take down the snipers. Very important to take them down because they're the ones that are going to kill you, not the barrier champions. If you stand at where I was before, it's very safe. But just make sure you don't hug the wall too much because the modifications for the solar splash, well, the area of effect splash is greatly increased, which is why I put double concussive dampener for this run. And in my hunter video, I didn't do that. Well, because I was using Cloud Strike and I want to use as much sniper ammo as I can. But in this video, since I'm not using Cloud Strike, and sniper is not very necessary, then I decided to use double concussive dampener, and of course use the reload bow, because Leviathan's breath, the reloading for the weapon is extremely slow. Really highly recommend you use the reloading bow perk. Now in this area you can see here that I ran out of scout. So I'm pretty much stuck here until I can run out of ammo and get some primary weapon to deal with the barrier champions. So like I said, there are 2 barrier champions in this tank room. It's best to take them down as much as possible, especially before the dogs spawn. But in this footage, I think they spawn because I think I heard them. And you will have to take them down. The dogs spawn depending how many ads you kill, by the way. So I think in this footage, I definitely took down the dogs first, then deal with the barrier champion. Trying to remember because I was doing this run many times. Just testing it, just to see if it's gonna work or not. And it did work out, but it's just a little slow because of dealing with the bubble shields with this loadout. It's very frustrating. Once I do stagger the barrier champion, I kill it right away with Chaos Reach. Then I went back to cover. So you can see here you can take down the barrier champion before the dogs spawn. And like I said, if the dogs do spawn, then definitely take them down. Or if you have special finisher, and if you have no sniper ammo, you can just throw a grenade, leave 2 dogs, and you can just use your finisher to get some extra sniper ammo. Especially during the tank room, I would recommend to have as much sniper rifle ammo as much as you can, because we're going to be using a lot of sniper at the second phase of the tank room. Since we don't have Anarchy, since we don't have Cloud Strike, highly recommend, because the second phase for the tank room is going to be a little tough, but there is an easy method to deal with it, especially on Warlock, or on Titan, or in Hunter. Now, dogs spawn because I killed the specific amount of ads. So, like I said, you can use finisher and you can get some ammo back, well, sniper, if you are using special finisher. And I think in this footage I made a little mistake. I almost died because I was being a little careless, a little reckless. As usual, you guys know me. Sometimes I'm reckless. And when I am, I do tell you what not to do and would recommend to be cautious. So now we kill the first barrier champion. Now this guy over here, where I'm sniping, every run's gonna be RNG. You're either gonna get a Solar Arc Void Cabal that we killed, the one that we killed that was Solar, or you're gonna get a Scion. You can easily snipe him from far away. He is extremely harmless on Grandmaster and on Master version. Now that Scion is dangerous if you are close to him. Highly recommend you stay away from him because he can one-shot you on Grandmaster if you are being reckless. Of course for Master, he can 2-shot you, 2 or 3-shot you, I forgot to be honest. Because usually in my runs, I stay away from him. I don't push towards him. Unless I'm using a sword with passive guard, then yes, I would try to bait him so I can kill him very quickly. But since we're not using any swords in this video, then it's best to use a sniper or a sky rifle to kill it right away. Two barrier champions, as you saw here. Now we're gonna get ready for the tank phase. The tank phase is gonna be a little tricky, but since I do have enough sniper rifle, I can quickly kill the tanks very quickly. So once I kill the pilot, going to snipe as much as I can at the tank. If I cannot kill him right away, plan B is pop a healing rift and then sneakily do a couple more shots to kill the tank. Once I kill the tank, I quickly bunny hop, by the way, not walk, bunny hop, Warlock skate, etc. Go back here, wait for the tank, and then use my super. I use all my super quickly as possible. Then I pull back because all the ads, snipers, cabal, etc. they're all gonna be huddled back from the room. And I could just take my time dealing with the snipers, dealing with the red ads, the shielded cabal, etc. So yeah, we killed both tanks less than a minute. The power of sniper and chaos reach. So for the tank room, it's always best to save as much ammo, well, sniper as much as you can. And with the Sundering Glare, you can get a high buff DPS to deal with the tank, to do more damage with the sniper. Once you do kill the tank with a sniper, you can quickly run up all the way from the right side to kill the second tank. The second tank will most likely, I always test in all my runs, he will push towards you, he will move once the first tank is dead, and you can use your Chaos Rage, Nova Bomb, etc. I think that's the easiest method for Warlock. For Hunter, be a little different. As you can see, as you saw in my last video a week ago, I use Cloud Strike. And Cloud Strike is actually really powerful. And with the invisibility, you can just go back and forth with with bottom tree. And you could just keep sniping the tank until he's dead. Now for Titan, it's gonna be a little different. You can also pop a bubble and you can snipe the boss, well, the tank. There is also another method you can do. I haven't fully tested out, but I will tomorrow. If I do get the run done, then I'll upload the Titan tomorrow or after tomorrow, because it's a big maybe if that method will work with the tank. Not really sure, haven't fully tested out, but I did wrote some notes of a different loadout what I can do with the tank on the Titan. Also, another method is Anarchy, but as I said in my video, I'm trying my best to not use raid weapons, because there are a lot of players who do not have raid weapons. I will use the raid weapons on Grandmaster. Master, yes, if it's togetherness or really hard Nightfall like Corrupted, which I despise, then of course I will use Anarchy. It is safe to go up here. I try my best not to go up here at all. If you do go up at the first phase, there will be infinite waves of Cabal shields that will spawn behind you. But during the last phase, when you kill the tanks, both tanks, they don't seem to spawn at all. So that's something that I learned that I did not know, by the way. That's another reason why I wasn't really hanging around up in this area, is because the last time I did it on Grandmaster, I kept dying because Cabal spawned behind me. But like I said, once you kill the 2 tanks, they despawn. They don't come out from the door. And another reason why I highly recommend you kill the both tanks, which nobody really talks about, which I'm really surprised. If you kill the both tanks, then all you have to do is just kill the 2 barrier champions. If you kill the 2 barrier champions and the 2 tanks, then you're going to spawn 2 additional champions, which we don't want that to happen. That's why it's best to kill 2 tanks first. And I know it's really difficult to do, but it saves a lot of time, and it saves you not to kill 2 champions. And you still get platinum, by the way. So even when you skip the 2 champions, you're going to get platinum. Just to let everyone know, because I had little arguments in Grandmaster where they were telling me that we cannot skip the 2 champions, you're not going to get platinum, you know, etc, etc. I had to convince them that you can still get platinum if you skip the 2 champions by killing the both tanks first. Now in this room, the evil rocks. Alright, where to begin for this? But first, before I talk about the evil rocks, since that's like the most challenging throughout this Nightfall, forget about the unstoppable champion, forget about the final boss, forget about the Rivens or Rivens. The rocks are the most dangerous throughout this entire Nightfall. They can one-shot you in Grandmaster, and they can one-shot you in Master version. I almost died once again by a rock in the Master version. Be showing you what part I almost died. And it was very scary because you will see my mic at the bottom right. I was like, oh my god, I almost died. There will be one unstoppable champion up ahead. You can easily take him down by just staggering him using the sniper. If he does push towards you, very aggressive, you could just go back to the upper platform and then come back down. He is super harmless, by the way. I have never died from the champion. Now this area. Now I know you guys think it's hilarious, but I'm not over exaggerating, but always be on the lookout of where the rocks are falling, because like I said, they can one-shot you, they can push you off to the pit of death. So be very careful with these rocks. And yes, I am going to talk about these rocks until Bungie does something with them. Fixes it, I don't know, does little tweaks where I don't die from the rock. But I honestly doubt that they're gonna do that, and I feel like they did it on purpose. It's just too much. Way too much, especially trying to do a speed run. It's not fun. Now, you're probably wondering why I'm just standing there, because I'm trying to be cautious of where the rocks are. And you have to jump really high, and you can see there that these rocks are very dangerous. So I dropped the orb. There's gonna be these ads where they can two-shot you if you're not careful. Always be cautious with them. Now I like to stand in this little box because they seem to run away if you are standing on top of it. But the downside is the red cabals, as you can see there, they can shoot you even though you're standing over here. So for Hunter, I would recommend to use your super, or use Anarchy, of course, or any weapon to clear them very, very fast. Now I'm trying to bait this ad, the one that can two-shot you, so I can easily make my way to deal with the barrier champion. There is a barrier champion up ahead with 2 ads, well, gold bars, where they do love to guard their life with the barrier champion. Now these cabals are very dangerous. Now in Grandmaster they can melt you very quickly, and then these guys here, they can one-shot you. So always be cautious, and I'm just being over cautious because I keep thinking to myself I'm playing Grandmaster, but I'm not. So you can see why I was just being a little bit over cautious dealing with this Nightfall. And I honestly have a big beef with this Nightfall, and that's another reason why I decided to go for Warlock with a very difficult loadout, to be honest. The loadout I'm using is not very... it's not an easy loadout. And like I said, if you have Anarchy, then just use it. You know, I wanted to use something different just to challenge myself. As you see here, once you stagger, once you do enough DPS, the boss or the champion will pop a shield. You can stagger it with the scout and use your super. Once you do clear out on the ads, I decided to pick up a couple of ammo and make my way to the rocks, evil rocks of death. So be careful, because you saw there, did you guys see that? You saw that rock? So if I was standing in that specific spot, right, that rock could have killed me. I could have had a wipe. Yeah, that rock could have killed my run. Could have ruined my whole run. If I stand in that specific spot, as you saw there, could have died. Can one-shot me. I know it sounds hilarious, like, really, Blitz? Really, Blitz? A rock can kill you one hit? Yes, it can. So, always be on the lookout, look left and right when going past to the evil rock room. I am still traumatized by the rocks. And like I said, I'm gonna keep talking about these rocks until Bungie does something with it. Because these rocks are ridiculous. They're more powerful than the final boss. And I just despise them very, very much. So yeah, teleportation with the barrier champion. In this room, there's gonna be a couple, like 3 turrets, and a champion and a mini boss. Mini boss is RNG. He's gonna be a Cabal, as you can see here, or he's gonna be a Scion, as we saw in the tank room. Now, over here, it's best to kill the barrier champion first, and then kill the mini boss second. Reason why, which I'm pretty sure no one really tells anyone about this, is if you kill the mini boss or the Scion, we're gonna have ads and a barrier champion spawning from the left side. Well, the right side where I am right now. It's best to kill the barrier champion first, and then once you do, you can go back to the upper platform from the left side and deal with the 4 slicers, because those guys are the ones that are going to be very dangerous. And as you can see here, rock almost killed me again. So like I said, be careful with the rocks. And I was very, very lucky that the rock did not kill me. You know, the wall saved my life. If I was like a few inches front, then the rock could have killed me one hit. So, like I said, be careful with the rocks. Always be alert. And you can see I pulled back because I heard a rock close by to me. I didn't want to get hit by them. And you can see there are rocks rolling from left to right. I am terrified of my life right now. Jesus Christ. Once you kill the mini boss, you can go up here, use your super, Anarchy, to take down these slicers. Yes, I like to give them nicknames. Once you clear them down, now this room is gonna be much easier. The only thing I would be cautious is these red ads. I love to throw grenades, but you can easily snipe them, or you can use your sky rifle to clear them down very quickly. So yeah, you can easily just take them down. You can take so much time until the barrier champion decides to show up, and you can take him down with the sniper, scout rifle, etc. Now I'm just trying to be a little bit careful because these ads were like spamming their grenades. You can see here they're throwing a lot. But I was ignoring them because I really want to kill that barrier champion. Once I do kill the barrier champion, you can just kill the remaining ads and proceed to picking up the orb. And it's probably very terrifying to pick it up, but as you can see here, this yellow cabal is very dangerous. You can see that he melted me a bit, and this is master version. Now on Grandmaster, I probably would have been dead because these guys are very dangerous, especially if you don't have arc resistance. Dealing with those guys, then it's gonna be a problem. You will have to shoot them from long distance. Now we're gonna pick up the orb, and I decided to look left and right. You can see I'm just trying to be very careful. And always be cautious because you can see flying rocks trolling you, and like I said, they can one-shot you, they can push you off the map. So always be careful with them. So now I'm just looking from the right side, trying to be super cautious because I did not want to die my run. No way, not today, Bungie. There was a sniper up ahead, but you can easily ignore him, especially on the master version. Once I dunked the orb, I decided to go upper on this platform, but you will have to push towards the door for them to spawn, which can be very annoying. I threw a nade to deal with the dogs. Once I clear down the dogs, there's gonna be the last barrier champion. Hooray! And unfortunately, another unstoppable champion, which I despise. Of course, there's gonna be a couple of cabals with the shield, which can be very annoying to deal with, which is why I'm using a solar scout with explosive payload, because you can easily take them down very quickly with this scout rifle. Now this part I was a bit slow. I wanted to save my super for the boss, so I decided to not use my super at all and then just take down the two champions old-fashioned. I would say the most boring method. Usually it's best to use as much high DPS, super, anarchy, etc. at this room, but I decided to not use my super, not spam the Leviathan's breath, and just take my time. So yeah, this may take a while. And I hope everyone learned a good lesson about the evil rocks too. Like I said, they can one-shot you. It has killed my entire fire team one time. When I did warn them, they laughed, they made fun of me, then they both died at the same time from the rock. Once you take down the unstoppable champion, you can take down the barrier champion. Now this barrier champion is very dangerous, especially on Grandmaster. But since we're on Master version, I decided to just take my time on this. I did not want to use my super, I wanted to save it for the final boss. It is optional to use your super here, or you could just spam Anarchy. So you can see here, I'm just trying to be careful, reloading sniper, trying to see if I can do a little headshots. And then I pull back because these gold cabals are very dangerous. You can see they're hopping around, very annoying. And that's another reason why I wanted to use a sniper. Because if I was using double primary, then this run would have been much more slower. And I did not want that to happen. It's already long enough, this Nightfall. Alright, so let's talk about the boss fight. So I'm gonna do mini time skips when he's going to be spamming the fireball jutsu. You know, Sasuke taught him some ninja jutsu stuff. Alright, so now we're gonna go to the boss fight. As I said before. So the boss fight's gonna be a little different than Hunter. We have to be a little bit more careful. And you will see me struggling trying to pop the bubble shield. Especially when we're not using Anarchy or the exotic scout rifle where you can shoot through the bubble. So this boss fight's gonna be a little slow, and I'm gonna do some mini time skips, especially when he's spamming these fireballs. So the boss likes to spam these fireball no jutsu with unlimited chakra. I'm not even joking about it. He does it around 13 to 16 times. I lost counted, to be honest. And it can be very annoying. And he does it in every phase. Now in this part there will be ad spawning, couple of phoenix shields, red ads. You can take them down with a sniper. If you stand here with a healing rift, they are very harmless. And like I said, I'm gonna do some mini time skip when he's gonna be spamming the fireball jutsu. Once you clear down all the ads, you can use your super, you can use your Anarchy, you can use your sniper to do DPS, but I do recommend to save your sniper because we're gonna have 4 unstoppable champions. Now, the first phase or the second phase, when the boss pops his shield, he's going to be spamming a lot of fireball jutsu, and there's gonna be 2 unstoppable champions spawning from left and right. And it can be a bit frustrating if you are not too careful dealing with them. So you can see here, I used Chaos Rage, didn't do too much damage unfortunately, which was a bit disappointing. Depending how much DPS you do, I would say half of the first bar, he's going to be spamming a lot of fireball ninjutsu. So, going to be doing a mini time skip. So what you can do here is you can just go back and forth and just keep shooting with a sky rifle, or you can hide in the corner from left and right and just wait for his fireball ninjutsu unlimited chakra to stop spamming it. Going to do a mini time skip so he can stop using that attack. It's very annoying. Alright, so I did a little mini time skip. I also was standing like around 40 seconds for like a mini break. When I was doing this run, I was starting to get a pulsing headache again. So I had to like take a 40-second break, drink water, and I had to time skip that because it was just me standing for 40 seconds of doing nothing. And I do apologize for that. Alright, so once you do 1 bar of the boss, 2 unstoppable champions will spawn left and right. Highly recommend you take them down as quick, especially the first one. First one, took him down quickly as possible, and the boss is going to be spamming the fireball jutsu around 13 times. 13 to 16 times. Like I said, I lost counted. I do not remember 100%. But I do know it's around 1 minute and 30 seconds, around there. He will be wasting a lot of your time. You can go back and forth, and you can wait for the unstoppable champion to run towards you. Now I'm trying to be a little bit careful because I want to make sure the fireballs are not hitting me, and at the same time I want to make sure the unstoppable champion is not going to teleport and stomp me like it happened to me on my last run. Another thing I'd like to mention is these unstoppable champions do teleport sometimes. Sometimes, I would say it's very rare, but during the second or the third phase they do teleport. I would be very careful. Alright, so once you kill the unstoppable champion, you're going to wait for 2 minutes of your life, or 1 minute of your life, for these fireball no jutsu to stop. Because the boss is going to be spamming a lot. It's very, very annoying, but honestly there's nothing we can do. Once he stops spamming the chakra unlimited fireball jutsu, this is going to be probably the most toughest part, especially when using this loadout, when you don't have the exotic scout or anarchy. You're going to have to wait, crouch, and wait for the boss to not shoot you. So it takes around 4 snipers for the bubble to be destroyed. And this part can be very, very annoying. But you can see that if you do crouch behind this wall and wait, he will move around, he will stop shooting, and it will be the perfect time for you to use a sniper. So you can see here, I'm trying to shoot a sniper, but then I had to pull back because he saw me. Another reason why I'm trying to be very cautious is this boss can stomp you. And now for a Grandmaster, he can one-shot you. Once I destroy the bubble, more ads will spawn, and the boss is going to be a little bit mobile. So it's best to clear down all these ads as fast as possible. You can see here that I forgot that my sniper doesn't have anti-barrier rounds, so I can't shoot through the shield with the sniper. So you can see here I pop a healing rift, use my finisher to get a couple of snipers, move back and forth to deal with the remaining red ads. At the same time, you must be careful of the boss because he can shoot these fireball jutsu towards you if you're not being careful. But if you are aware of them, then this phase can be very, very harmless. So when the boss stops using his fireball and jutsu, he's going to walk around a bit, and he can stomp you, and I would recommend to be careful, especially when dealing with this phase. But the most dangerous part is the third phase, but I'll be talking about that very soon. So now I'm going to wait until he stops using the fireball jutsu. Alright, so now I'm going to be using Chaos Reach to do as much damage as I can at the boss. So it did pretty decent damage, okay damage, not bad. You can see that the boss is very, very tanky. Now this part could be RNG. There's times where the boss will walk around or he will just stand at a specific spot and just keep shooting void attacks. So like I said, the boss is very RNG. So I was lucky enough for this boss to just stand still and I can just spam my scout rifle to do DPS or my sniper or Leviathan's breath. So I decided not to use any of my Leviathan's breath because I will need them a lot for the next phase. So the next phase we're gonna have 2 more unstoppable champions and they're probably the most dangerous. There are 2 methods to deal with the unstoppable champion. One, you can go through the center of the room, which you always see me go across the mini bridge. You can go there, pop a healing rift, and then deal with the 2 unstoppable champions. But you will have to be careful because the fire, there will be a fire appearing. You have to be careful. Or you can go to this method where I'm going, and you can deal with the two unstoppable champions in this area. But the boss can shoot void attacks at you, which you have to be very careful. You can see I wasn't being careful. And you can see the boss's void attack almost killed me. When dealing with these 2 unstoppable champions, it's always best to kill them as fast as possible. If you don't kill them as fast as possible, they will stomp you, they will kill you right away. That's another reason why I save as much Leviathan's breath as much as possible, just in case if my sniping wasn't working out. As you saw there, the boss was shooting void attack at me and it was quite unlucky. So now I'm gonna do a mini time skip again because the boss is gonna spend around 2 minutes, 1 minute of spamming fireballs at me. Alright, so once the boss runs out of chakra, I bunny hop to make sure the boss doesn't kill me while running over here. And now this is probably the most annoying part. So I'm hugging a wall, I'm crouching, and I'm trying to shoot a couple of sniper shots to break the bubble. Now if I had Anarchy, this would be 10 times easier, but since the load I'm using is very frustrating, it's gonna take a while to take down this bubble. I'm trying to crouch, and I'm trying to make the boss not see me, or trying to make it walk around so I can have a chance to shoot the bubble. It's very irritating to do, but it does work. It just takes some time and patience to do. So I'm just trying to look. You can see that the boss is very alert. And I think 3 times he tried to stomp me. And that's another reason why I'm just trying to be careful, because he can stomp you. You can see there that he tried to kill me, but did not work. So yeah, I'm just hugging the wall. And you can see that he got distracted and he hopped. And now I'm gonna try to do it again. I'm gonna hug the wall, crouch, just play Metal Gear, play the Metal Gear Solid-ish, and try to see if I can just get one little sniper shot at the bubble shield. You can see how annoying this method is, and it's taking me like 2 minutes just to pop the bubble. And you can see here I missed, so I had to do it again. So yeah, isn't this fun? This is just amazing, especially without Anarchy. So once I pop the bubble, I'm going to be spamming a lot of Leviathan's breath. So during this phase can be very dangerous. Highly recommend you spam Anarchy, any DPS weapon, to clear them down as fast as possible, because this boss is going to be mobile. And when I mean mobile, I'm talking about that this boss is gonna walk around, he can stomp you, he can spam his void shield, and of course he's gonna be spamming the fireball and the jutsu towards you. So this part can be very tricky. And this is the phase where you can die easily on Grandmaster if you're not careful. If you're being reckless on Grandmaster solo, you will die here. So you have to make sure to clear down all the ads as quick as possible. So now the boss is going to be spamming the fireball, the jutsu. You could just go back and forth until he stops spamming it. So once again, I'm going to do a time skip. So I'm going to be using Chaos Reach, and unfortunately it didn't do as much damage as I want it to be. So plan B. Had to use all my sniper and Leviathan's breath. So unfortunately we're going to be playing hide and seek, going back and forth to this little mini room. And I'm going to use Leviathan's breath, use my sniper to do as much DPS as I can. Unfortunately, again, I ran out of heavy, so I had to switch to my sniper, and I had to use my sniper. And let me just tell you, using the sniper when he's hopping around back and forth is very annoying, very frustrating to do. Now, I ran out of sniper, and I only had primary ammo. Yeah, we already know how this is gonna go. So basically, all I can do is just spam a blue scout rifle, and you only have primary weapons, then this is going to be a very slow run. So my plan C was I'm going to wait for my super. And this boss is no joke, like I cannot mess around with him. He can stop me, he can teleport towards me. Who knows what he can do? So, I'm gonna do another mini time skips. Alright, so finally I got my super. I wasted 1 minute of my life here. And I'm going to kill this boss. Finally, this boss is very annoying. And we did it. We finally beat the boss with Chaos Reach with a, I guess, decent loadout. It's okay. I would say this loadout's too slow for the boss fight. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Maybe I'll do a Titan run, who knows? A big maybe if I have time. Thank you so much for watching, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.